tasty, tasty.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, guys. I hope you're having a really good Sunday. I apologise right at the foremost because you might be able to hear the air conditioning unit on in the background. It is insanely hot in the workshop at the minute. It is just too hot. It's 34 degrees in the workshop and it's about 28 degrees in this office right now, which is too hot for me, and hopefully the AC is going to cool it down. So I do apologise, but if you can hear that noise, I'm afraid it's going to have to be on for the majority of the stream. I will turn it off when we do the sound test at the end, I promise. But I'm sweating buckets here in the workshop today, so I hope you're all okay with the heat. Captain Reed, you did get first. Yes, you came first with the comment, I like to come early. Make of that what you will, chat. And Terrence Pieces about it. Kevy Babes, good evening. Philia Fish is here as well. Jehovah in Bed and Baron Ragnar too. Alan UK is here as well. Says good evenings, keep a folk. Nuvi's here too. Says good evening all. I hope you've had a good day enjoying the warm weather. Yeah, I've spent today cleaning the house. We're having our house photographed again to try with a new estate agent tomorrow, so we had to tidy the whole house up today, which in this heat was great. So my strimmer died, so I couldn't even I managed to mow the lawn but not trim it, like trim all the edges. I put some weed killer down, and yeah, I am tired as well, but I'll talk about my weekend in a second. We'll catch up with chat first. Happy mild summer afternoon all. Well, it's Midsummer's Eve today, right? It's the summer solstice. Is it Midsummer's Eve today, or is that a different official holiday? Let's check. I know it's the solstice today. June 24th, apparently. Okay. Okay, so it's soon, but it's technically the solstice today, which means it's the, or was it yesterday? Either yesterday or today, but either way, it's the longest day of sunshine basically in the last 24 hours. But yeah, which is nice. It's nice. Captain Mike is here as well. Frankie1001 says, I like to take my time and come late. Yeah, fair. I get that. Evening all. Building a keyboard for my dad, so he's helping me lube the switches. Basil's dad, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're enjoying lubricating switches. It's probably the least fun part of the hobby. Everyone enjoying this pleasant evening before the boiling week? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this week. I've been looking at the forecast. I'm technically only working Monday to Thursday this week. I'm off on Friday. I'm going away for a stag and hen do over the weekend, so I will be away, and there'll be no stream next week because I won't be here. I will be at Centre Parks in the Lake District, which I'm hoping will be lovely and amazing. But before we get to that, this week, I think we're looking at least 2 days where it's going to hit 30 degrees Celsius here in Bradford, which is going to make the workshop almost unbearable. We will cope. We have AC in this office. We do have a giant fan downstairs. Hopefully that will be good enough for us to cope. We'll manage. Less is more. Don't overdo it. That's absolutely true.
Tasty.
Filio Fish, thank you so much for the subscription as well and lighting up that pink rocket ship. And Jenga also subscribed for 37 months, currently on a 6-month streak earlier on. So once that goes off, we'll light that back up for Jenga because we missed that during the intro to the stream. There we go, Mr. Jenga. That is lit up just for you. V-Rugdush is here as well. Screaming Toast says, dude, if you're hot now, I send prayers for the next few days. Yeah, I'm not good with the heat. 29 in my office is too hot, 34 in the workshop. It's almost impossible to pick and pack orders in that kind of level of heat. It's just not. Midsummer was yesterday. Okay, cool. In Sweden we celebrated on Friday. Yeah, I thought it was around sort of now.
Tasty.
Manu, thank you so much for subscribing. We are building the Ophanim today, which is at the side of me. We'll be building that very soon. Sven Garley's here as well. Says Baron Ragnar says, is there a difference between Krytox 204 grade 0 versus Traversis 3204? What is the differences and why can I get 204 grade 0? Yeah, there are differences between Krytox and Traversis. Traversis is a little bit more liquidy usually. Krytox is more of a grease. That's what the G stands for. I mean, it depends on what you're wanting to do with them, really. Like what switches you wanting to lube, what you want to put the lubricant in. No one really uses 3204 anymore. It's an older product that the hobby found decades ago and kind of has almost weeded its way out. We did do some lube pens with it in a little while back, and it didn't do particularly well. So it depends on what your use case is. Yeah, I hope that helps. Manu, 32 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Right, okay, so let's talk about PT news over the past few days. So last week we caught up on all the in-stock orders and everything else. We've got a shipment that's about to hit the PT workshop in about 10 days' time. I'll have more news on that next week. Well, I won't be on stream next Sunday, but the week after that we'll have more news about it. So that'll be on Discord and Notion, so keep an eye out for that because there's a lot of stuff about to arrive and get shipped. GMK High-Vis R2 should be arriving tomorrow, I believe. If it does, we'll get all the orders shipped out. If it doesn't, it'll arrive on Tuesday and we'll get all the orders shipped out on Tuesday. So watch out for extras of that. I think there's still some available extras in pre-order if you wanted to try and get a little bit of a price saving on that and still have it shipped within a couple of days' time. The other big news is we have a sale ongoing right now as well on the website. We've got 40% off a massive range of in-stock stuff. The main reason for that is because we are on the cusp of signing contracts to enable PT to move premises. I have got the contract now, finally, and I know I've been saying pretty much the same story for the past few weeks, and it's currently with a solicitor to review, and then hopefully I'll be able to sign that earlier this week, and then I'll know when we're moving and how that's all going to happen and everything else. But what happened on Friday was I was thinking this through in my head, and I was walking around the workshop and I had this oh shit moment.
Tasty.
What on earth am I going to do? How on earth am I going to do it? What the frick am I going to do? Alex, thank you so much for the raid and welcome to the stream. We are just talking about my existential crisis that I happened to go through on Friday when I realized that if PT does move locations, I have so much stock to move that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So, an instantaneous plan formed in my head, and we now have 40% off a massive range of our in-stock stuff. It's not everything, but it's a massive chunk of what we have in stock. And the reason for it is to try and make more space on the shelves. One, for the shipment that's arriving in a few days' time, and two, so that when we do move, we don't have to move as much stuff. That's the kind of plan in my head.
Incredible.
So we'll see how that goes. Catharsis, thank you so much for the follow. I thoroughly appreciate that. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It's interesting to say the least, but I am genuinely worried about having to move a company of this size 90 minutes away. Like, that is because when we do move, we're going to have to basically pack orders on a Friday that have come in over the course of the week, and then move over that one weekend so that when Monday hits, we're packing orders again on the Monday. And that's kind of terrifying. Like, there's just so much here to move.
Incredible.
I mean, at any given time, we're carrying about £1 million worth of stock, which is about $1.5 million US worth of stock. So that kind of puts it into context just how many keycap sets and desk mats and keyboard kits and accessories and all of that kind of other stuff that we have on hand at any given time. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm planning out this week, as well as packing orders from the 40% off sale. And the 40% off sale runs until next Sunday. And the reason it runs until next Sunday is because I won't be streaming next week. So this is kind of like me for, I won't be streaming for the next 2 weekends actually. So I won't be back on stream until, I'll tell you the exact date. It's going to be the 12th of July will be my next stream. So that's why we're running the basically the sale 40% off until the 28th. We've got another week to basically use it, because I didn't want to be disappearing from the community for too long. So that's kind of like the rough plan and idea of what we've got going on. I am going to go out and see the new space again this week with the contract in hand signed, because I have to do it in person. So I'm looking forward to that, because then I can start to do some measuring and start to plan out a few different bits and pieces and how we're actually going to stock things over there and a million other things. And then this weekend we went house hunting again with me and my wife. So we spent all day Saturday. I'm exhausted this weekend because we spent all day Saturday. I drove nearly 400 miles on Saturday to different houses all in the area that we want to move to. And then we went back to my family's house and we had a barbecue, which was really nice in the sun, and I had far too much wine last night. And then, of course, today I drove home from the mother and father-in-law's house, and then we had to tidy our house up because tomorrow the photographer's coming to take photographs of our house again. So then it was a whole all hands on deck, clean the house, tidy the house, get it ready, like move things into the garage, get it ready for photographs, and it's been a weekend. It's been a weekend, all this in the heat. Basil says, I'm using 3203 for HMX firecrackers. Have I made a bad decision? No, I don't think that's a bad decision. I just think that most of the hobby has moved away from 3204 these days, and 3203 lubes. More people tend to be focusing on the Quitux greases, especially now that things like the lube pens around, because it makes it so easy. Doesn't mean it's a bad decision. But I haven't tried the firecracker switches, so yeah. Jay, is there any idea when the high-vis switches may be ready? I'm only asking as they were in my high-vis order. No. I'm not aware of that, but I will chase up Novel Keys on Monday because they were taking the lead on producing those. The keycaps should be here, as I say, Monday or Tuesday at the latest. I'm expecting them tomorrow, to be quite honest with you.
Incredible.
But it depends on what time of day high-vis arrives as to whether we get it shipped out tomorrow or whether it ships on Tuesday. If it arrives in the morning, all of the orders will be packed and they'll ship out tomorrow for the group buy. If it arrives, in the late afternoon, it's going to be Tuesday morning when we ship them out. So yeah, any orders with switches, if you want the keycaps to ship before the switches arrive, drop us an email and then we can arrange that, and just charge you for the second shipping cost when the switches arrive. That's the easiest way to do it. Minifigs drama inbound. I haven't really been following the whole minifig stuff, operator. So I'm a Lego fan, but I haven't really been following the drama about that stuff. It's been in my peripheral vision. I've just been so busy with moving house and moving the business and contractual changes and a million other things that stuff like that has just kind of blinkered me a lot recently. So I apologize. Can you not pause orders? Maybe that takes a bit off your mind. I think it would be a disservice to the community for us to stop taking orders for a long period of time. I think realistically, if we're going to move a company of this size, we either do it in tranches where a few products move every week until we're moved completely, but then you're packing in 2 different locations, which is not great from a staffing perspective, or you just go whole hog and move everything in a weekend and you pack in this space on a Friday and you pack in the new space on the Monday. I think that's the only realistic way we've got to do it. True Blaze says, hello. Where is the new warehouse located? It's not a warehouse. It's not a workshop, Rush. It's completely different take in my head about how we're going to do things. So it's nowhere near where we are right now. It's more northeast Yorkshire where we're looking to move to, because that's where the rest of my wife's family lives, and we want to be out that way. So East Yorkshire to sort of North Yorkshire. So if you look at the Google Maps and you find Beverley, and then you draw a line across to York, and then you draw a line pretty much up to Whitby and then back down to Beverley, somewhere in that triangle is where we're looking to move into. We looked at 5 houses, and as I say, drove about 400 miles to look at these 5 houses in that triangle zone. they were all nice enough. One of them has real potential. We're actually going to be calling up the mortgage advisor tomorrow to see if we can figure something out without selling our current house and maybe picking this one up because it's already under offer. Someone is already trying to buy it, so we kind of want to get in there if we can quite quickly. V Rugdush says, will the new workshop be better? Well, it's not a workshop, but it's a completely different take on how we run the business. I think in the long term it will be better. I think in the short term it will have some teething challenges, and it also means we need to restructure how the team works a little bit. But we have plans for that, and everyone is kind of aware of what that's gonna look like. We just need to do it and try it. The good news is that even if I sign the contracts this week, I won't get the keys until the first week in August, most likely. And then we have 3 months basically to move the business. So that 3 months, the first month is going to be getting the new space up to standard. The second month will be kind of like figuring out and kitting out everything so that it's all ready for stock. And then the third month is when we'll do the actual transition. So realistically, I don't see us actually moving out of this building until September time, October time. And then we'll have this building for a few months afterwards because the two leases will overlap for about 6 months, and then we'll close this place down and be in the new space from there. So yeah, we shall see. I assume the high-vis artisan is sold out with no extras. There will be extras. We just have to wait for those to arrive. Firecracker or tactile, got it in my head that I should use a thinner lube, but not sure how true that is. I mean, it depends on how you're lubing them. If you want to lube the rail, I think the bump, I think that's fair. If you don't want to lube the bump, you just kind of want to lube the sliders and the rails and things like that, then I think grease is just fine. Depends on what you want to do. It really does. I've got to a point where I don't lubricate my switches anymore. I pay someone else to do it. Usually Matt the Pokemon Kid, because I just don't have the time to lubricate. They released the biggest ever set. Oh, nice. I haven't seen, like, I have a couple of massive sets. I've got some of the big Millennium Falcons. One's just over there on the side. I've got the Star Destroyer. I've got the Titanic. I've got some of the really big sets, but yeah, I don't keep up with it too much. Just for the Friday, just that day, so you don't have to worry about last minute ones. I think we would just pack up until 2 o'clock orders, and then like we normally do, and then we would just move over the weekend, and then all orders from Monday will ship from the new place. The thing that I'm trying to do at the minute is to almost package everything up so that it is easily movable. You may have seen there's some big pink trays floating around the workshop in Instagram stories, and the reason for that is because I think that if we put a single product per tray and we stack the trays up, it's nice and easy to find stuff because we can label it. It's also nice and easy to move it because we can then just move the trays. So I think we're going to order about 1,000 of those trays and then try that. I think I don't know, but we've got time. We basically got all of July to figure out how to actually structure the move and how to actually do it, how to move the stock in a cohesive way. That means we know where everything is today and where everything is on day one when we've moved. So yeah, that's the correct plan. Hi, my brother. Hey, man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you very much. I'm really, really warm. It's the UK is having a bit of a heat wave right now, and it's only going to get hotter over the next few days, which is terrifying, because it's really, really hot, and I struggle in the heat. So when I got to the workshop today, it was 34 out in the workshop degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Let's figure what that out is. 34 C in F. So it's 34 out there, and it was 29 in my office when I came into the office after leaving the air conditioning on for maybe 30 minutes. So it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit roughly in the workshop right now, which is, for the UK, that's an insane temperature. It's a little bit cooler outside. The building is a little bit hotter inside, but it is what it is. So yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday going to be miserable. Yeah. I mean, I am incredibly lucky that at home we have air conditioning in the bedroom and a couple of rooms downstairs. So home is comfortable, and I can sleep on an evening. At the workshop, it gets really hot. If it gets that hot, I'll I'll tell the staff to stay at home on full pay because it's just not they shouldn't be here in that heat, and I'll pick up all of the packing and ordering and shipping and everything this week. If it gets that hot, it's just not fair on them to ask them to come into work. But I do have a small AC here in the office, which it doesn't really help that much. It never gets it cold. It takes the pain of the heat away. And we have like a giant fan. It's like a 20-inch fan downstairs that does quite well at circulating heat. But once you get past 30 degrees, 35 degrees, it becomes very hard to lose heat anyway. So we'll see how it goes. Personally, see units required in that heat. Yeah, I'll just tell Mel and Sharon to stay at home, and I'll handle all of the work this week if it gets to that kind of level of heat. It's not fair to ask people to work in this heat. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's PT news. Let's do that. I'm terrible at this bit, but let's do the whole shilling thing because we have to do the shilling thing. So live group buys. What have we got live at the moment? We've dropped DCS Handabite live. If you like DCS and you like Handabite, there is a UK ISO kit as well that will come with the base kit. That is now available to buy in group buy. GMK Triumph Adler is back with GMK TA Neo. This is a really old school set, super cool. I'm so happy this has come back. And I believe there is an international kit as well for this. Yes, international kit will be available at GMK after the group buy. So that's all live now. We've also just dropped the Sonoma keyboard kit. So this is from the guys over at Wired In. If you haven't seen this is a pretty cool project. This is the Sonoma. This is the polycarb version with the copper accents. It's pretty cool looking. It's got this whole swoopy bass going on. Pretty nice designs, especially in this cream colorway. Very, very curved on the edges. You might be interested in that. You might want to pick one up. That's in group buy right now. You can pick that up at £319, including VAT. We've also got the Pixtendo Pixel 67 keyboard kit as well. We think there's going to be a UK ISO version of this that we're going to be able to add to the listings tomorrow. We just need to work through some of the details, but this is super cool, really fun little project from Pixtendo and KKB. Comes in some great colorways, some great layouts, cool design features, very quirky. I'm really happy that we've got that up for sale. There's also the SF60HE as well in group buy right now. If you want something Hall effect and something really, really cool, very gamery with all the RGB, that might be something that you're interested in. And then just a quick last call for GMK Celine. Technically this closed over the weekend, but we're not going to actually physically stop you ordering until tomorrow. So if you want to pick this up, you can still buy this until tomorrow morning. You've got maybe 12 hours left to order it from us if you're lucky. The same goes for a GMK Spark. That technically ends at midnight. Again, it's going to be closed down at around 8 AM tomorrow morning. So if you want to pick up Spark, and really, really do, we need to help Spark because it's struggling to get over the line, which I'm really surprised about because it's a super cool colorway. Maybe you could give that a try. GMK Gonzalez, we've actually reopened it for another week to try and get it to MOQ. This is very, very close to MOQ. Unfortunately, the vendors can't push it any further, and if it doesn't hit the line, it will get cancelled. So just bear that in mind as well. Cool. Key cult number 2s as well. They technically closed, so if you want to get your order in for those, you've got until tomorrow morning. Please be quick on those because we do have to submit numbers really, really early tomorrow. And then we've got all the others like Pandemonium and Dolch and the Craze group buy. I still don't know how the Craze is so cheap. £73 for the bare bones kit. It's insane. It's insane value. Maybe have a look at that. In terms of pre-orders, we have opened up a load of pre-orders recently, so you might want to have a look at these. The high-vis one should be on here, I think. Yeah, if you want to get a high-vis at the cheaper price from the pre-order, rather than wait for the in-stock price, which will be about 10% higher, make an order today. And it'll ship out within the next 3 or 4 days. There you go. From our in-stock range, we've also dropped a ton of stuff in stock. Noel R2 and Pompeii went in stock recently. So did the Oblique keyboard kits. And Bob Hotshot has just lit up that pink rocket ship and said, made the super hot stream. Thank you again, Jay, for all your help on my shipping issues. No worries, dude. I'm more than happy to help where I can. So maybe you want to pick something up in stock. But if you do want to pick something up in stock, maybe you want to have a look at our 40% off summer sale. So from June the 19th to June the 28th, as it says right here, so that's until a week today, the second part of our summer sale is live with a massive 40% off all items in this collection when you spend £50 or more. Discount applied automatically when you add the items to your cart. So if you wanted to pick up PBT Fence Klein Blue, or you wanted to pick up GMK N16, that might have sold out, GMK Dolce R5 with the R5 bottom row, these are all in our sale, and as soon as you add one of these to cart, you'll see that it'll go from £149 all the way down to £89.41. It's a huge discount from £149 to £89.41. Massive discount. As soon as you add these items to cart, all you have to do is spend £50 and that will be applied. Fright Club, History of Violets, KKB, Lilies of the Valley, Bulwark TKLs, there is a ton of stuff on here. There is 7 pages of 50 products. It just goes on and on and on. So you might find something in there you want to maybe take a look at. MW Stage Warrior keycaps, Shark Tail keycaps. There is a ton of stuff. So yeah, and it means that I have to move less stuff when it comes to moving the business in a couple of months' time, because you guys will have it all already on your keyboards. So yeah. Right. GMK TA8 Neo is so good. It's such a cool set. I love it. Did DCS Dream Alert MOQ end up? I don't know what it ended up at. We haven't had final tally of the figures. I know that Sharon, who does all of our project management, emailed Melissa on Friday with our UK ISO kit order for it, and was told by Melissa, hold on, this is quite amusing. Let me get the email. I saw this while I was having dinner on Saturday. Let me see if I can find the email. So Sharon emailed Melissa and said, "Hi Melissa, I've just submitted our numbers for DCS Dream Alert. Please could we order the UK ISO kits to go with it? Here's all the numbers, spreadsheet attached." And then clarifying some stuff about Mudbeam. And Melissa replied and says, pretty much always include ISO kits for you guys now. I have been adding the same quantity of ISO kits that you've ordered for the base set, but I noticed you do want more on this one, and that's because the vendor wanted some. That said, I have not yet seen the order for DCS Dream Alert come across my desk, but if and when I do, I will let you know. So I think I need to reach out to the designer. So yeah, that's the plan. Need to reach out to the designer and figure out what's going on there. Apologies if this has already been covered on the website, but what is the difference between a group buy and pre-order regarding price, wait times, etc.? Okay, so Flash and Dance, that's a really good question. Loading up the website, if you go back to our homepage, there's a little bit of text here that does explain it. Pre-orders are something that's already in manufacturing and will have a shorter lead time. Group buys are sold before manufacturing commences. So, if you pick up a group buy, and let's say you're going to pick up GMK T890, there is a little bit of text here that says, by ordering during the group buy, you support the project, and as a thank you, you get 20% discount on the RRP. It is a group buy. This means that the product has not yet been manufactured. This product will ship at a later date, as detailed in the product description below. This is the lowest price we'll ever sell this product for, and the price will increase during pre-order and move to full RRP price, retail price, once it's in stock. We offer group buys at approximately 20% savings in thanks for your patience. Basically, if you join a group buy, you can pick up the items 20% below the retail price. You save 20% on the actual final retail price. In terms of how long you wait, that depends on the actual product. So for this one, TA90, it's expected to ship in Q1 of 2027. That's about 6 months. Wait, so you're going to wait half a year, but you save 20%. The price when it's in stock will be 20% higher. So group buy, it's not yet been made. It's at its lowest price. You'll be the first people to get it once it's produced. And the estimated shipping time is on the product page. And it's different for every group buy in terms of the lead time and delivery time. In terms of a pre-order is a little bit different, and there is some text up here on the website that explains it. A pre-order is something that's already in production. So we've already run the group buy for this, or we've already decided we're going to drop it in stock. We've already paid the manufacturer for it, so this is happening. No ifs, no buts, no doubts about it. We're going to have these sets available. So we've sold the group buy numbers. We've put that number to one side. We've then got a load of extras that we've bought. Some of those extras then come onto the website sometimes as a pre-order. That means you can get it at still a discount, but not as big as a discount as in a group buy. So this is about 10% discount on the retail price. So you can get it 10% cheaper, but you might have a much shorter wait, because if the group buy was 6 months to deliver and you pick up the pre-order and it's only got 3 months to deliver, you're waiting less time. You paid a little bit more, the group buys are helping it actually hit MOQ. Pre-order is just getting an extra kit early, so you get a little bit of a reward for that, and it's a little bit cheaper. So all of this is documented on the product pages. There's this nice green text here that explains it, and there's this text up here on this part as well that explains it in a little bit more detail too. But generally it goes group buy, get the product ordered, pre-order, get the product in-house, in stock. That's kind of the process. And the price increase is 10% at each stage, roughly. I mean, it varies, but that's roughly what we're looking at. I hope that helps. If you've got any more questions on that, please do ask. I know it's complex, so yeah. So Torn on the Celine. Screaming Toad, if you're going to do it, now's the time to do it. You pay more for when it goes into pre-order next week. The price will increase 10%, so yeah. Apologies, Jay, need to sleep so I can wake up for the Egypt match. No worries, dude. The World Cup is a big, important thing. Do I need Handbite if I already have panels? Yes, absolutely. They're very different sets, and they both have their own place. Absolutely. Bit optimistic that, Jay. If I buy stuff from your sale, it won't end up on my keyboard before you move. More like into my backlog. Hey, well, that sounds like a you problem, but it will be in your hands before you move. If you order it today on our sale, it will be in your hands later this week, right? If you order it today, it will ship tomorrow. Every order from the sale that's taking place up to, well, tomorrow morning will ship tomorrow. So, yeah. Did I see the new DBD, GSD, CCRE, TKL? No, that's a whole lot of letters. I have not seen that, Frankie1001, but I have been away most of the weekend, and last week was incredibly busy, so there might be a few projects that have passed me by. But if you have a link, I'm more than happy to have a look at it. Been looking to pick up some more tactiles. I have been a big BBN user, thanks Nate, and have some lavenders. Would love thoughts from the group for those in stock. For tactiles in stock right now, let's have a look. I'll try and help you live. So, you want to switch down. Oh, we've got switches already. Switch type. Let's have a look at what we've got from a tactile perspective. Okay, so if you like a light tactile, the Snowfalls are really, really, really good. I really like them. I like the Valerians as well. The Valerians are very, very, a little bit more tactile than an MX Brown, but they're really, really nice. They would probably be my pick, as well as the chocolate smoothies. Chocolate smoothies, I think, also qualify if you spend more than £50 for the 40% discount. So yeah, these are incredibly smooth for a tactile switch. So if you like those, might be for you. If it was up to me and I was going to pick any of our in-stock tactile switches right now, I would probably pick the Valerians. But we do also have the Torero switches coming soon, which I have in the Craze prototype, wherever that's gone, which are really, really cool and really, really nice. So yeah. Right, nice improvements. Thank you, Reed, if you meant the improvements to the website. I have been working on it a lot recently, so yeah. Thank you for the explanation. Flash and Dash, no worries, dude. I hope you are well, and I hope that helps in the explanation between group buys, pre-orders, and in stock. But basically, it's just different phases of the project lifecycle. Group buy before it's made, pre-order when it's being made, in stock when it's literally through this wall, set on the shelves outside. Dragonlook76 says, anyone recommend a good gaming keyboard TMR for a beginner but keeping costs below £80 UK? We don't have any TMR keyboards in stock, but we do have a HE keyboards in stock at Prototypist. You can have a look at the Vela, but we don't really operate with anything under the £80 bracket. That's kind of a little bit more budget than what we tend to deal with in terms of custom keyboards. The products we sell are usually much lower MOQs, and therefore the costs are higher to produce them. But you might want to look at a Vela on our website because they're really, really cool. And as well, you can get 40% off many of our things in the Summer Sale, as has just pinged in chat just there. So there you go. Right, okay, so I think that's it for PT News. We've done the whole shilling thing. Oh, I also sell coffee, joesroastery.co.uk. If you want to buy coffee, maybe have a look. Right, it's time to build a keyboard. Let's make sure I've got all of the stuff that I need. Where is my window? There it is. Cool. Okay, so we're going to build the Ophanim keyboard today.
Tasty,
Creo,
tasty.
thank you so much for the subscription, and thanks for lighting up that pink rocket ship. I thoroughly appreciate you. He says, hey Jay, what a massive sale. I think I'm going to pick up some switches as well. Good choice. And the sale is huge. I need that stock gone, basically. On an unrelated note, I've had issues joining the SPC Discord. Can I ask for some help on this? No rush whatsoever.
Incredible.
What you'll need to do, as you've subscribed, if you want to access the SPC chat on Discord, which is linked down below, what you need to do is make sure you go into Discord, and under your account you can add connections to different entities, with Twitch being one of them. So you can add your Steam account, you can add your Reddit account, and if you add on there your Twitch account, it will then automatically link. It takes about 24 hours, and you will automatically get access to the SPC. So if you don't, just message any mod and we can take a look at it for you. But that will be whenever we get chance rather than live. So yeah. But thank you very much for the 8 months of subs. One more and you will have a PT baby concern. My old coffee finally ran out today. Looking forward to starting yours tomorrow. Chrono Ducky, thank you so much for buying some coffee for us. I hope you appreciate it. I am too. I'm drinking some of our delicious fine coffee. Kalain, what a great shout. Yes, the Cray 65 HE kit is absolutely brilliant and worth waiting for. You are absolutely spot on with that. It is probably the best keyboard at that price point that has ever been. So yes. Thank you very much. That should cover linking it. Thank you very much, Mr. Reed, for sharing that. That's a very good link. So that should help you, Creo, to just link your Twitch and your Discord accounts. And if anyone else would like to join the SPC, I'm not going to tell you what SPC stands for, but it is our super secret society on Discord that everyone kind of knows about. If you subscribe on Twitch, so you can subscribe on Twitch and it will give you access to that hidden channel. There are certain benefits to being a Twitch subscriber. You get a free keyboard build each year from me if you want one, and there's all sorts of little offers and chat tidbits and secret stories that get stripped to that channel first. So yeah, maybe you'd be interested. Right, okay, let's move over to my desk view so we can start to build this keyboard, because this is what I've been waiting for a little while. First of all, we're going to be using 4-wrap stabilizers today. You might have seen me use these a few times on builds recently. That's what we're going to use. And then here is the keyboard. Now, you guys are going to get to pick which switches we put in this board today. I have a choice of 2, which I'll share in a minute. And we'll put up a poll, and you guys will get to pick which switch goes in this board. But this is the Ophanim prototype. The other poll that we need to do is which plate you would like to see us use today, because we do have a few choices. I believe that one's carbon fiber or aluminium. That feels like carbon fiber. Yes, we have a carbon fiber plate. We have a polycarbonate plate. We have a PEI plate. We have an aluminium plate. And we have a POM plate. So those are the choices. So let me put up a poll for the plate first of all, and you guys can pick which plate you put into the build. Where's the poll button? New poll. Right, so we have PP, ALU, PEI, PC, and CF. That poll is now live, so you guys can pick in the poll at the top of chat which of these 5 plates you would like to see. 4 plates, 5 plates, 1, 2, 3, 5 plates you would like to see us use in the build today. I'll let you go for that. We are building the Ophanim today. It should be in the stream title, I think, but that's what we're building today. This is made by STR. It comes in this lovely packaging. We've already taken out the bits on here. Got gasket mounts, feet, and a few other bits like spare screws in there. Then here we have our PCB. This is the ANSI and ISO hot top PCB. So we will probably be building this ISO today. And as you can see from a mounting point, this is a PCB mount board with the PCB mounted on little gasket socks on these tabs here. And I'll show you that when we come to build keyboard shortly. What are you guys thinking on plate so far? What's winning? ALU? Okay, interesting. It's interesting that aluminium's winning. And then here we have the keyboard itself. So I did show this on stream about a week ago. maybe 10 days ago. It is the wing keyless version, although it's 65%. It has Bion's logo there. You will see that it has this sparkle effect to it as well, which is really, really cool. Beautiful front edge with this nice little hip here. The hip that runs all the way down, and then you've got the nice groove for the base here, just highlighting that front edge lip. On the side view, again, you've got this nice hip with the recessed stand. Super nice in that it comes up with a double kicker here. You've got this curved kick just here, milled right into the metal, which is just super, super nice. Almost looks like a little finger hold when you're picking the board up. We're looking at the base as well. Got this Ophanim logo. Super, super cool. Little Bion logo here as well. The USB port on the back with a little recess to ensure that we can get the daughter board in there. Oh wait, is it? Oh no, it's not even a daughter board. The USB is fixed into the PCB. Sorry. So yeah, super, super cool. Cosmos may be the obvious choice, but it's not on. It's already on another keyboard, so it's not going to go on this keyboard. But we are going to build it. I do have some choices actually for keycaps. We'll get to them later on. None of them are GMK today, but I picked 3 sets off the shelf out there today, and you guys can vote on which we want to see. Before we do anything though, we're just going to put the feet and install the feet on the base of this. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just so you can see this, and then we'll take the keyboard apart itself. Nice to see ISO hotspot becoming more common. Yeah, I mean, we have had people ask already about Ophanim if they can order a version of the board that doesn't have ISO support, which is bizarre and strange and unusual and frustrating all at the same time. Just going to put the screws back in the bag. So in fact, actually, don't let's put them back in the bag. We can. Where's my little tray? Pushed back to the back. We're building the Ophanim by Bion today. Bazooka. Not Bazooka. Screaming Toe. We have all the plates. Is a PEI plate thicker? I don't think so. Doesn't feel it. Like normally you could feel the difference. I think it's standard thickness. Looks like Alu is winning though. Which is interesting. I didn't think aluminium would win. GMK shaded. Nice. I do love the look of the raw, but the Pandemonium and Ferro Rosen versions do look cool. Yeah, I mean, they all look good on the Ophanim. There's some really good colours. We'll have a look at the product page in a second so we can take the options, because this is in group buy right now. In fact, let's do that now. If you go to the Prototypist website and you go to Open Group Buys and you scroll down a little bit, you can see that we have the keyboard kits here. There's some great colorways. I love this color. I mean, pink is my favorite color. Look at that. Here's the raw. Look at that. That is so cool. Aluminium plate has one. I think if I could choose, I just got sent this review unit without being able to pick it. But if I could pick, I would have picked that color. Every single color looks so. Look at that. Look how good that looks with the copper. It's so good. But yeah, there is many colors. Winky and winkeyless. You've got Flesh, Angel, Ancient, Firmamento, Delusional. Which one's a Delusional? Right, so that's that. Unnatural, Archangel, Ferrofluid, and Pandemonium. There's some super cool colorways here. I mean, just look at these colors. That is such a great color. Awesome. The raw as well looks so good. Looks so good with ferrofluid on there. Look at that. Superb. Pandemonium on there. Man, that looks good with the... That looks so good. Maybe I'd have picked that one actually. Wait, did aluminium win the poll? It did. Yeah, okay. The poll went off my screen, so I just wanted to check. I think this is the colorway for me. I'm going to have to put my order in for one. Yeah, I'm going to have to put my order in for one. But yes, hot swap, ISO, split left shift. I think this is how we're going to mount it today, the PCB gasket mount. We could do dampen top mount if you guys prefer. Maybe we'll have a poll on it. But I think we're either going to go for this mount, the soft plate material dampened top mount, or we're going to do the gasket mount, PCB gasket mount. So I'll let you guys pick. I mean, so flesh is so nice with the pink top and pink bottom. But the ancient with the purple and the burnt orange might be something about it. Firmamento is what we've got here. That's the black sparkle and brass. Yeah. The smoky acrylic top case with the red anodized bottom case though might have to be the one. I don't know. Anyway, you guys can pick these up. They're £342 including VAT unless you pick one of the more expensive options, in which case you might have to add a little bit to the price. I will fix this box on the website tomorrow because I've noticed it's truncated since I've made some changes to the site, but I will fix that. Let me know in chat which colorway you guys would pick. If you guys were picking one of these boards today, what colorway would you pick? Love the look of Raw, but the Pandemonium of Ferro versions do look cool. Yeah, GMK shaded. I was going to do a choice of Milky Way sets today rather than anything GMK. We'll see. DCS Reaper. Do you know what? DCS Reaper is a great set, but I was thinking more Pandemonium sets. If you guys don't like the sets I've picked, and I picked them because they are... Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. I've peeled this off, but it has left a sticky pad behind. I'm going to have to try and peel this off again now. I think this is because it's just been in the heat here at the workshop. I'm going to try and stick this on. I'm not sure it's going to have it. I might need to put a blob of glue on that. We'll see. We'll see how that holds. That has worked. Yeah, I think it's because it's so warm in the workshop today. The adhesive was staying stuck to this rather than sticking to the foot. We'll see. It feels okay. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall off. Right. Some people find anything to matter about. So the argument that people had, Jehovah, they were like, if you do a PCB without ISO support, it's going to be nicer because there's going to be less hot swap sockets, and therefore it should be cheaper to produce, Jay, and I can save $1 if you produce that other one. Unfortunately, that's not quite how it works in the real world, and we had to decline the request. But yeah, we have had that request come in because people want to save $1 here and there on their keyboards by not having ISO. Go figure. I preferentially buy keyboards and keycap sets that make ISO support really difficult. No ISO support, by in solidarity. Mr. Klein, wow. Ali is the best player, of course, is going to win. I don't know if that's necessarily always true. Aluminium is definitely up there as one of the great plate materials of all time. We'll get flesh for sure, and maybe purple as well. Do it, Svengali. Get both ordered. Flesh color is beautiful. It's so good, isn't it? The blue with the bottom is great. I don't think there's a bad color choice. Apparently the hot swaps PCBs are a different color. The one I have is blue. I don't know if the other PCBs are a different color or not. I only have this one color PCB, but maybe they are. I think the ancient colorway should have actually been Archangel. Maybe. I think there's Sharon, who is part of our team, handles all of the naming and stuff like that. But if it is wrong, we can get it updated. Torn on the pink or the raw, but the detail on that raw weight and the clear coat just looks great. Pink or purple, might pair pink with Gurikawa. Dude, what a great shout. Gurikawa should be almost ready to ship from GMK as well soon. Okay, let's get that's slightly the size. I thought I'd got the right size screwdriver there, but I have something too small. Even that feels a little bit too small. Yeah, Gurikawa, I'm really excited for that to arrive. It's one of my favourite sets so far produced, I think. I do like the raw, but the purple is probably what I'll be picking. I will look forward to your guys' orders then, because I'm already in love with this keyboard and I haven't even built it yet. I am glad I got the wing keyless version. That's the better option. Spin the ball, please. Do I look like a cat? I should charge that. Yeah, anytime. I'll only spin the ball if people drop bits. If you drop some bits, I'll spin the ball. How about that? I feel like the foundation is a bit late. Not sure I follow, Kevin. Foundation is a bit late. Oh, you're not saying the name is wrong? Oh, sorry. Okay, you're saying the ancient colorway matches the Archangel. I got you. Got you. Got you. I understand. So it'd be an insta-buy if HHKB was available, but I get I have niche preferences. I mean, HHKB on a 65% is pretty rare, and I think that this size of wing-keyless blocker just works really well for it. Pushing up against Q3, I felt like GMK was usually more on time these days. Oh, for GMK Foundation? Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Sorry, I understand what you mean now. So all of our updates are on the website. So anytime you want any updates, you can see where things are at. You just come up to the website, go to information, and then group by updates. And then there's different lists here depending on what you're looking for. You guys are talking about GMK sets, so you click on the link to GMK updates, and it takes you to our Notion page where all of our updates are. You can then search in here. You can see that Foundation was due in Q2. Unfortunately, that's going to be missed. That expectation in April was it would finish during May, so it should be really, really close now, given the fact that we're in June. I don't think it's going to hit that because we've only got a couple of weeks left and then we're in Q3. So all of these will get an update in due course, but it's not too far away. I think Gurakawa might just make Q2 from what I've heard, and High-Vis, of course, is going to make it. Divina Papaya was always estimated to be Q2 to Q3, so I think that's still on track. Motif is delayed. It's been massively delayed. From what I understand, and the updates are on here, that we did get confirmation at the back end of April that the final samples were on their way to the designer. I haven't had an update since then, but it's something that we are consciously thinking about and chasing. And as far as I know, they won't be too far away. The reason why we chose to ship the boards for the Motif 65, because they're on the way to us now. They'll arrive in about 10 days time, I think, 10 to 15 days time. The reason we chose to ship those is because we want to ship it with the keycap set that comes with it. We didn't want to do it separately. So yeah, it's on the way. But you can always find the updates here. As soon as we have any new updates, it's always put on these pages. If you take a look at something that has completed, you can scroll over here and see completed. You can see this long list at the right hand side is all the stuff that's completed. But when stuff does complete, you'll see that we have a whole raft of details in there about what's happened. Sometimes as well, we'll even have checklists. If there's more than one product, when things start to arrive, we'll have checklists so you can see exactly what's happened and what hasn't happened. Same for Windbreaker, you know, all details on there. And this goes back a long way. Like, we've been doing this for a long time. I mean, that only says 2023, but I think there's actually truncated stuff that goes back even further than that. You know, we've been doing group buys for a long time. I think this is just truncated in terms of its length of its list, but all that information is live on our website, and it's not just there for GMK sets, it's also there for keyboard kits, so you can see all of the keyboard kits, you can see where these are. So these are all the ones that are shipping to us at the minute. These are all going to arrive in the next 10 days or so. These are the ones that are in QC awaiting parts, and if you look at SDF, for example, you can see we're still awaiting an update from the factory on where our plates are. There's all sorts of stuff here. Manta was shipping out last week, but that's now finished, so that will get moved over into the completed zone very soon. And then you'll see all the keyboards that we've shipped out over the years. Huge lists of stuff. Goes back years and years. And all of that is there as a resource for people to utilize as well. So you can also go and look at something and you can say, oh, well, the Parabolica 60. Well, there's the original product link. They said on the original product that it was going to ship out in Q4 2025. But in reality, we know that it didn't ship out until April 2026. But all of the updates are on here. Like, all of the updates are on here. So yeah, you can always follow those through anytime you need to. And you can see why things are being delayed, how things are being updated, all of that kind of stuff. Let's catch up with chat very quickly. Sorry, it was random, but yeah, I was shocked Motif still hasn't been shipped. It's the challenge with Motif. Let's have a look at Motif on the website. I'll explain why there's a challenge with GMK Motif. Okay, So Motif has a ton of different colors to it. And what you can see is when we get up close is these keycaps have multicolored speckles in them. So the black keycaps have all of these multicolored speckles. The white keycaps have all these multicolored speckles in them. How the keycaps are made, it's basically a resin that's poured into a mold, and for that top color, if you had like just a black keycap, it would just be black that gets pushed into there. But when it's got the speckles in it, it's got the sparkles in it, it's basically like it's like another tiny chunks of plastic that are flowing through the molten plastic that then sit down. It looks like ABS is confetti basically. It's a really cool effect, but you've got to be really careful with it because you heat it too much, it just becomes an amorphous brownish color. Like it doesn't keep the different colors available and visible because it mixes too much if you get it too hot. If you don't get it hot enough, it becomes brittle and doesn't work and doesn't flow correctly. And then the other thing as well is when you're making these keycaps, those tiny little inclusions actually do weaken the keycaps. Specifically, the larger the inclusions are, the weaker the keycap's going to be around those points, because that's just how plastics work. There won't be as solid a bond between the block of yellow color and the black surrounding it and the block of blue color, and the bond can break a little bit easier. So what they don't want to do is produce it with plastic that then makes the stem internally too weak. It has to meet GMK's quality standards for how strong the stem needs to be. And there's a whole raft of different things like that when you get into the detail with projects like Motif, it just became a lot harder to produce. So I understand that it is delayed, and that's crap, but it's better than shipping a subpar product. So it will happen. It's not too far away. The confetti makes it hard, but once GMK have nailed it, they'll be able to nail it for other sets going forwards as well. So that's just a quick whistle-stop tour of it. There's a lot more nuance and detail to it. That's a really high-level overview, but I hope that helps. Shocked Motif's land be chipped. Not in there, thank God. It's just one of those things. Don't give me false hope. Last I heard of Guerrero is still in color matching. I don't know. I'm sure one of the conversations I had last week was that it was almost ready to ship, but we'll see. GVB says, hi Jay, I'm planning to upload photos of your koala. Are you cool with that? Of course, dude. You took pictures, you can share whatever pictures you want. That's fine. All the information is in the task. Oh dude, I would love to be on Taskmaster. I feel like I'd be so crap at it, but I would enjoy every second of it. Do you ever use low profile boards? I am not a low profile fan, Mr. Screaming Toad, no. I didn't like the speckles, felt it was too busy with them. That's fair. Doesn't have to be for everyone. Do you expect I'll have trouble with the sparkles as well for GMK Celine? No. The sparkle stuff has been done. In fact, we put GMK Pompeii into stock the other day. That already has the sparkles in it. Celine is doing the exact same as that set had done, and what GMK Cosmos did before. There's been a number of sets with sparkle in them now. They've nailed that. They know how to do it. It's not going to be an issue. Celine and Thunder God both have sparkle keys, and they've already done the samples for it. It's already done pre the group buy happening, so I think it's absolutely fine. He redeemed a message. Ooh, I've never seen that be redeemed before. Alan says, what board are you thinking of putting MT New Divina Papaya on? So I can't tell you because it's a secret. There is something in the works. That's all I'll say, but you will see it on stream. I'm looking forward to Motif. I don't mind it's delayed. It just means the anticipation lasts longer. Well, the boards will be here soon. We'll give customers a choice if they want to have the board shipped before the key set. I was hoping the key set would arrive at the same time as the boards. It's one of those things. Right, okay, so we've taken the top case off. I just want to show you how beautiful the machining is on the inside of this. Come on, camera, please focus. Camera, focus. Look how nice the machining is in here. One thing that STR do is they do get this machining really, really nice. Everything looks really good. Lots of complex geometries in here. Partially explains pressure, all these different steps and pockets, different screw points, different connector points, and yet they still knock it out of the park even with all that complexity in there. Super, super cool part. Super cool piece, and the coating just looks really, really good as well. Just out of interest, I'm just going to take the weight off the bottom just to see what that's like. So we'll do that now. This is STR? Yeah. Who knew Jay loves to be a tease? Oh, well. If only you knew the real truth. I can be a real tease. I can be really bad at it. Okay, and just looking at the way... Oh, there's some cool intricacies here as well. So, first and foremost, we have these beautiful alignment pins first of all, but they also act as parts that come through into the case in these grooves here. Weight is also a wedge shape. Usually, to save money, some designers have these as a flat piece, and that makes the boards cheaper. So when you see little details like this, it's why the part is a little more expensive. If this was flat, you would be able to just mill it out of a flat piece of material, and you'd just be able to mill the text into this flat bar that was already produced and then cut them to size. When it's like this, you actually have to mill it in multiple dimensions because this is now a wedge shape, so it's now thicker. So for example, the craze uses a flat piece on the bottom, makes it much cheaper. If that was angled like this, it'd double the price of the board, right? But there's a really cool thing that I've just noticed here, that it's actually milled at an angle on this edge as well. It's not milled straight. If we hold this straight, this is the edge that they've planed. So they've milled this down to put a bump into it and then tapped it for the screw points. That's been the flush point. So they've had it flush, and then what they've done is they've taken this side, but they've then angled it to then, when they've made this flat, to get that angle. So when we hold this flat as flat as the keyboard will be, this part on the back is angled and sloped. It's like this instead of like this. So instead of being a right angle, it's an acute angle on that point there. Just nice little details like that you notice sometimes. Super cool. Heavy bit of brass. Interestingly, it looks like it also has screw holes here and here that aren't actually used. I suspect what they've been put in for is for when the weights are either, because some of the weights have different designs on them, so it'll have the hook marks, the hook points for when they're anodized and coated and cerakoted and clear coated and all that kind of stuff. Interesting stuff though. Okay, let's put this back in the board. Just get these screws out. Screw back in whilst I hold it in from the underside. Second one. Third. And then look at the attention to detail here with some really cool points here. First and foremost, you see this dished row for each. It's like a pocket that's been milled into it for each row of the PCB, but it also has little cutouts for the stabilizers. I'm not quite sure what that means for the ISO one, because the ISO one's lucky enough to sit where the B is, but you can see here it's got ones for the backspace. Interesting. In fact, actually, that's for backspace. That's for ANSI enter. Wait, so that means the ISO one comes across this. Oh, interesting. We'll have to see if there's a tolerance issue there with the ISO one. That's an interesting point. Okay, so that's the base we had a look at. Again, beautifully made. Top case, beautifully made. You guys picked the aluminium plate. Let's come find there. So I'm going to put these other plates to one side. The coating has texture to it. It's not the smoothest of coatings. It's not as smooth as anodization, say. It does have a texture to it. I don't know who set the precedent. It's been done on boards on and off for the best part of over a decade now, Basil. The earliest, I remember some boards having these kind of grooves in them back in 2015-ish. There was a board called the Honey board, which was the first one to do it. I think they actually started off with I have one of these downstairs. They started off with doing like because it was called the Honey board, they did like hexagonal shapes. It was almost like it was a beehive inside first to see how that sounded, and they settled for the group buy on grooves very similar to this, although these grooves are flat, so they're dished at one side and then they become the ridge for the other side. The Honey board actually had them as a full-on groove on both sides, rather than a stepped approach like this is steps basically that go up at each stage. But that was the first board I ever remember it being on. I think that was 2015 maybe. Might have been on some boards before that. The Jane V2 CE also did some really cool stuff with pinprick shapes into the weight behind the alphas only, which was pretty cool as well. I think that was 2019, from memory, 2018, 2019. But there's been a few. There's been a lot of people tried a lot of different things over the years. Okay. Oh, I don't have any tools. Let me just go grab some tools very, very quickly, and then we'll take this PCB apart. I'll be about 30 seconds. There we go. Yeah, just going back to Trop's point about the texture. It's definitely textured. It feels like if you've ever had really polished sandstone, that's a kind of texture to it. It's not smooth like anodization is. It's just got texture to it. Yes, we are going to get the Geon Nench stuff back in. We're also going to get some different screwdriver sets in that we're waiting to arrive from China at the minute as well. You're a cute angel. Ooh. The first sparkly set I'm looking forward to is Desert Nights. Yeah, that does look good. Lubing's taking ages. I wonder if there's anyone who offers a lubing service in Cyprus. There are some keyboard fans in Cyprus. We do ship there very frequently. I'm not sure if there's anyone who lubes switches out there or not. Okay, so first thing we need to do is snap off the guide rails for this PCB. So we're just going to take our pliers and just gently massage that just to disconnect it from the PCB, just like so. Work our way down. And that's going to take that one completely off, right in the bin. I'll take the guardrail off the second side. And if you want to be really, really, really anal, you could then, these do have a little bit of roughness where we've snapped those off. You might be able to see some little ridges just there. You can tidy those up with a little bit of sandpaper if you want, or the rough bit of a filing nail or something like that. You can just tidy them up. It's fine for what we're doing. It's not going to protrude and damage anything in any way, shape or form, but that's the PCB ready. Here's the aluminium plate. I'm going to pop that on top. Okay, next job is to lube up some stabilizers. We're going to use the 4 wraps today. I do like how this this PCB is set for the wing keyless version. Look, gots to have. I'm looking at something now, and I'm wondering if that feels slightly wrong. Oh no, it's okay. It's just me that thinks it's slightly wrong. Okay, we're good. We're gonna lube up our stabilizers. I'm not having a panic attack there in this case, but I nearly did. Anyone trying to skyline diffuser shapes inside a board? Probably. I don't know. People have tried many things. I'm not aware of everything that's being tried in keyboard, sadly. I wish I was, but those days are long behind me that I get a chance to keep up with every single thing that happens in the keyboard world. Fortunately, I'm just too busy these days. Right, okay, so we are going to have to build this 7U because 7U is best and it fits for the wing keyless layout structure at the bottom. We're going to build this with a 7U spacebar. We're also going to build it with full backspace, ISO enter, and that means we just need 3 stabilizers in total. Mr. Pokemon Kid, good evening, sir. Basil, that Mr. Pokemon Kid is the person who I get to do my lubing when I need switches lubing, just for your reference. Sadly, I just do not have the time to lube switches these days. I wish I did, but I do not. So we're going to use full backspace, ISO enter, and that's all the stabilizers we'll need, so I can put those to the side. We are going to lube these. You don't need to lube these stabilizers. They're actually really good out of the box, and these are in stock as well. These inserts on these stabilizers, these are universal. You can put these in either way around. They go in this way around or they go in this way around. It doesn't matter. It's not like normal stabilizers where you have to use one or the other. I like to do it where there's a little notch on one side. You'll see here there's a little notch just here where my finger's tapping. I like to do that notch so it goes to the side of the stabilizer where the wire clips in. That's just a me thing. You don't have to do it that way, but I like to be consistent and I like to show that I care sometimes. But I do think these are my new favorite stabilizer. These are in stock. You can also get the ones that are tuned by me as well. They don't need tuning. You don't have to tune these. These are probably the only stabilizers on the market right now that don't have to be lubricated, but they do benefit from lubricating if you want to. Of course, your mileage may vary. You may disagree with my thought process on this. You may not like them as much as I do, but I really enjoy these stabilizers. They are a hybrid clip-in screw-in. So you will see on the rear, they do have a standard clip to be PCB clip-in if you want. If you don't want to trust if you don't trust the clip that's here on showing on my fingernail, you can put a screw through there instead and have them as screw-in. Really, really easy to do, either or, whichever you prefer. I prefer them as a hybrid clip and screw, but you may prefer something a little bit different. Right, okay, whilst I'm doing this, you guys now get to pick the switches. I do have 2 different types of switch that you can pick. I have some Gateron CJs that I harvested from another board the other day, or I have KeyGeek intro switches. Those are the 2 choices you can choose to put in the board. My preference is a KeyGeek intros, but you guys can let me know what you think. It's GAT CJs, not GET CJs. Jay, what are you typing? Right, okay. Okay, that poll is now live. You guys can vote on the switches. You can let me know which ones you would like to see. Put a vote into chat. Could do with a decent set, and Gion's set has a good range of hex, etc. Yeah, I mean, I have like a huge screwdriver set for electronics, and I have another one that's very, very similar to that. The Nench ones are pretty good though. Nice looking PCB. It is, yeah. Anonymous Biker, hey man, good to see you. No, people hate me, but I split backspace on everything now, even my TKLs. That's fine, dude. Like, I'm not going to judge someone for using a preferential layout that they prefer. Like, that is absolutely on you. You know, I want people to enjoy using their keyboards, and if that means using a layout that's stupid, then that's all fine. More power to you. No, I joke. Genuinely, I think it's great that we can actually pick and choose what we do see in our keyboards these days in terms of layouts. That was not the case for a long time during the custom keyboards history. So it is wonderful to be able to see it now. I'm just lightly lubricating these. These don't need much lube at all. Just a light coating. Do you accept lemons for payment? There's a lot here. Everybody loves lemons. You need lemons for all the best cocktails. Just a light lubricant. So we're just basically coating the wire just so it doesn't tick or rattle. Not that these need much lube anyway. And then we're just going to push that in through the housing, into the slider, and then click it into the front. And that's one pretty much done. I'm just going to put a very, very tiny amount on the slider rails here. So this is almost a wipe off more than you put on. A very, very fine coating, because all we're trying to do here is just make sure that things move smoothly. You're not trying to gum up the works. You're not trying to make it all, you know, move on the lubricant. You're just trying to make sure that if any of the sides do touch, they just glide smoothly past each other. Just a very thin amount of lubricant there. That's the next one.
Incredible.
They like to be squeezed. Lemons like to be squeezed. I thought it was melons. Wait, that's a different stream. Sorry, guys. Hey, I like fruit. What can I say? spray bottle. I'm sorry, the joke was there. Reed even said one letter off something else. So even Reed had the same joke, he just didn't say it as bluntly as I did. As I see you using the Omnitype pen, any thoughts on the Unreal keyboards versus Omnitype Topic Building Guide spat? I mean, I haven't delved into the details of it. I'm aware of the issues here. I think, like, I think it's possible for both guides to have been written independently. The issues that Unreal suggested was, you know, based around certain terminology that was used, but that terminology has been part of the keyboard, you know, vernacular for a long time, and I think it's hard to necessarily argue that certain words are exclusive to certain guides and things like that. I think guides to building Topa existed before Unreal Keyboards wrote his guide down. There was, you know, build streams and things like that, and all sorts of other kind of like social media posts and write-ups on forums and things, a lot of which have now disappeared. So I don't know how much you can lay claim to documenting a process that's been done for, you know, the best part of a decade at this point makes you the owner of that process. I don't know. I'm no lawyer. I'm not sure how the stuff works in that. But at the same time, if someone reached out to me and said, Jay, you've written a guide on how to use Vile, which I have. There's one on the website. There's a guide via how to sideload a JSON on Via. If someone said, oh, Jay, your guide is very, very similar to mine, I'd be like, okay. I mean, there's only really one way to do this if we've used some of the similar language. You know, maybe it's really hard. Like, right? Like if we take a look at and I do need to write more of these guides, I'm aware. But there's like one here, sideloading a JSON file. Guide shows you how to download a via JSON file to remap a keyboard that is not yet in the official file database. What you need: or installed on your computer, access to a web browser, the correct JSON file, the exact PCB user available from the designer. Open the Via app. In the top right, click the settings icon. Turn on the Show Design tab. This will add a new design tab at the top of Via. Click the Design tab. Click the button to load a file. Then choose your keyboard's JSON file. Via will load the file. You should now see a preview for your board. And I've kind of like highlighted where to click. Click the configure tab in the top left of part of Via. You should now see your keyboard with the correct layout and remap any key. Like I imagine if you went and looked up another sideload JSON Via tutorial, it would be very, very similar to this. It would be almost identical to that. So it's kind of hard to. I don't know is my honest answer how you differentiate between where ownership of a process starts and ends when there's no patents and there's no volume, there's no kind of like legalities around it. I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't think it needs to be this big spat that people are talking about. I think it can be very easily managed. But I'm not privy to any of the details that have been discussed on either side. I don't know. It's an interesting one. But I wouldn't want someone in the hobby to feel cheesed off either. Like, that's the last thing I want. I don't want anyone to feel upset about anything in the hobby because it's a hobby. So I kind of feel bad for anyone that does feel upset. It's a difficult one, though. It is a conundrum. I'm not quite sure what the current status of that is, but yeah, let me know in chat what you guys think to it. Let me know in chat. They are Mr. Clayton's Twitches from his T9. They are, yeah. I don't know if you recall the intros that you used in the Stratomates that you brought to Bristol. Were they modded or stock? They felt like they're stock, 100% stock. 100% stock. Loop pen. Yeah, we'll have more loop pens in stock really soon. We're just waiting for them to arrive. So yeah. We've had them in stock pretty much about a year, but they've recently just sold out, so we haven't restocked them. I need to go to slide rails. Don't clip it up, basically. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. I thought it was Key Geek Pumpkins in the Stratum. No, I'm pretty sure it's Key Geek Intros. I'll double check after the stream, but and if I'm wrong, I'll tell Alvy. But I'll double check. I'm pretty sure it's Key Geek Intros. Okay, stabilizers are now lubricated. That's what happens on the After Dark stream. Dude, you don't even want to know what happens on my spicy streams. I don't know if I like the pen. I mean, that's cool. You don't have to like the pen. I just find it. I mean, you're going to brush on anyway. It does take a little bit of getting used to in terms of lubricant control, how much lubricant to apply. Just pushing the clips in here. I like to use a tool just so I don't trap my fingers.
Tasty, tasty.
Just BMT, thank you so much for the sub, my dude. 19 months now. You have been part of the SPC. Congratulations, buddy. I was doing this the other day with some older style clip-ins. I say the other day, it's about a year ago. And where I was pushing the clip in, I trapped my skin between the stabilizer and the PCB. So I try to use a tool now to push any any stabilizers in, just to make sure that I don't. If you're doing this, be very, very careful you don't slip and scour across the PCB, because that's also something that can happen. Okay, I'm just going to leave these as clip-ins, stabilizers on this particular board. You can see they are now all nicely clipped in. They're looking nice and flush. You see them here and here. That's the clip on that side. Let's see if I can show you in the light. See the little clip just poking through there. They're now all nice and robust, not coming out. You can screw them as well if you want to. We're not going to today. Okay, you guys picked the KeyGeek intro switches, so that's what we're going to use. Get our plate fork ready. What skin are we talking about? Just the skin on my fingers. I'd agree with your points. Most of what he was referring to is out in the open domain. It's fairly common-esque, so hard to claim exclusivity to it. As someone said, it's not like you can go complain to IKEA that their manuals on how to build furniture are a your guide on how to make a table. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. Like I understand both sides, and I don't want the last thing I want is people to feel upset in the hobby. Though, if you've taken the time to do something, that's great, and I think you should have all the power in the world for doing that. I don't ever want someone to feel like they've lost out because someone else has done the same thing as them. It makes it hard. But for me, it's very much like saying, oh, I've made a 60% keyboard, so no one else can unless they credit me. It's like, well, I think that's a little bit of an unfair position. I bought monochrome Dolt from KLC since I'm in the US. But I noticed the in-stock price that GMK have is much less than what I bought it for during the pre-order group buy. Not sure why GMK is pricing it low, but it feels unfair being an early buyer. This is something that a couple of vendors have talked to GMK about. They don't have it priced at RRP at this point. It just undercuts the vendors, and you know, we didn't even know that GMK was going to be stocking it. We assumed as vendors we'd be the only ones stocking it, so I know it's something that's being talked about. You know, that I imagine that the margin that GMK have got on the products on their store is because we have to add a margin to actually get it to us and to stock it and to ship it and to QC it and all of that kind of stuff, which they don't have. So the real answer is that GMK can make more money by selling it direct if they sell it at the correct retail pricing, I guess. But it's something that has been noticed and has been investigated, I think. So yeah, I am aware, Mochief. It's not the vendor's fault. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't set GMK pricing, sadly. We just base our pricing off of what GMK provides us with. Just filling out the bottom row here. Sure, all of our switches nicely installed. Okay, carry on with the rest of the rows. I'm going to go for stepped caps because stepped caps is best, no matter what anybody else says. Stepped caps is definitely the key. On a personal level, I find it hard to be unbiased in the whole Omni versus Unreal argument, given the pretty terrible history that Unreal have. I didn't want to comment on that particularly. I do know that Unreal keyboards have had some less than stellar comments on things in the past, and not great takes on things. But you know, I try and treat people by each incident rather than necessarily a conflation of all their incidents. But yeah. Asking GMK to stock regular Dolch for several years now, and instead it's mono. Disappointing. So, I mean, Dolch is in stock at vendors worldwide, Drudka. You know, you can get Dolch R5X at almost every vendor, and that's the reason why they haven't wanted to do it. Mono Dolch was a very different project and a different look. You know, I mean, I think it's very, very clear at the minute that GMK are trying to move away from a vendor model, at least in certain areas. So we'll see how that pans out in the next few years. I know we've talked about that a few times on stream before. Other than the manufacturer stating a switch is long pole in the specs, how can you determine if a switch is long pole? Is it based on travel distance? Yeah, the long poles bottom out quicker than they do. You can measure them. There's probably some stats on that. I can't remember the numbers, but it basically means it travels a little bit shorter because the pole's longer. So the pole hits the bottom of the inside of the switch here because it's longer. So instead of going to there, it might only go to here, so it travels less distance. I can't remember the official designation of the travel for each one, but yeah, long pole just means it bottoms out quicker, and that usually means it has a clackier sound as well. Usually. Not always, but usually. Certainly the original long pole switches did. What's up with R5X? What does a 5 mean? So, good question. That's a really good question, actually, Basil. So, on the keycaps, I will show you. If we just Google search here for Dolch R5X, you'll see we have it in stock. And the rows determine the numbers. So, row 1 is here. That's all row 1s. This is all one shape of keycap with GMK. This is all the same shape keycap. Row 2 is a different shape. Row 3 and row 4 all different shapes. So R1, R2, R3, R4 are different shapes. Most GMK sets have the bottom row here the same shape as this row. So this is R4 here usually. On Dolch R5X, it's R5. These keycaps are steeper. If you remind me after we've done the build, I will go get some R4 keycaps and some R5 keycaps and put them side by side so you can see. But effectively, the slope, they are higher at this point and they slope down towards the top more. So they're more like that on the bottom row. They slope back towards the home, well, back towards the shift row. Whereas on R4, they're almost flat. So this keyboard here, for example, is R4, and you can see if I turn this screen off. You can see here that these two keycaps follow the same profile. R5 keycaps here are actually much steeper and come out at much more of an angle, and this front edge is elongated another couple of millimeters, so it sits higher. So this is basically, the bottom row is basically steeper and more aligned. Now the space bars are always R4, there's no R5 space bar, so it's only here, 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 and all your arrow keys, and then the same for your numpad. But yeah, that's the difference between R4 and R5. R5 is just a little bit steeper and reverts to flicking up. It's really good for high angled boards because of that, because it makes it flatter on the bottom row. So that's the difference. I hope that helps. There are some long pole, long throw switches out there now. The Sillyworks ones have got full trouble with long pole. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, they do. But they are fewer and farther between at the moment. Yeah, they're taller and more pronounced. Bottom row R4 sits lower than the spacebar, but R5 indicates spacebar height. Well, I mean, the spacebars are all technically R4, but yes, they are closer in terms of height. How do they feel to type on? Asking because I am tempted to buy but not sure. It did help, thanks. I personally like R5, especially if I've got a keyboard that's got a 6 or 7 degree typing angle or higher. If it's a flatter keyboard with like 4 degrees typing angle, I tend to prefer R4, which is why on the Koala I have R4 keycaps. Plus Windbreaker looks great on that. Almost there with installing switches now. Windbreaker does look excellent, agreed. Windbreaker is one of my favourite sets of all time. It's such a good key set. It's so bright, it's colourful, it's cheery. I love bright colours. He says wearing a grey t-shirt and dark jeans, I think. Oh, I've got blue jeans and I thought I'd got dark jeans. but my underwear's bright. Quaid just keeps putting up bangers. He's a really nice guy as well. He's really easy to talk to. He's really easy to chat with, and he does some amazing design work. We cannot claim him, I'm afraid. No, he is US based, I believe. We can't claim him. We do have some great key set designers here in the UK, though. I'm joking. We have Beasley. He's from the UK. AKB James, I think, has done a key set or two now. Tom did 3 or 4 GMK sets over the years. Future Crime, who did Zooted, he's from the UK. There are a lot of designers based in the UK, which is good. Basil as well, yeah. Pandora's banging. That was Snicket. Yeah, Snicket's UK based too. Like I'm never going to name them all because there's tons.
Tasty, tasty.
Hemmer's Designs, thanks so much for the raid, guys. Welcome to the stream. We are currently building a keyboard. This is the Ophanim prototype, and we just finished installing the switches on our PCB and plate. And look how nice that looks. The switches look great. Works really, really well with the blue PCB. And now we can install our gaskets.
Incredible.
So these are the gaskets. These are little rubber grommets with a hole grooved into the middle of them. And effectively, these are all going to sit on these PCB mount tabs, and we're going to PCB mount it. We'll see how that feels first of all. If I don't like it, we'll change it on another stream to use the top mount option. Got read by Mango and sent it to you. Have a great stream. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. So we're just going to install these. I'm just going to make sure we put them all the correct way around, and they're just going to sit over these grooves here on the tabs of the PCB. Just like so. Spin the PCB around as well. Any word on the Ramune 60 status? I need to message Gion and find out what's happening on that. That'll happen this week. So there'll be some updates on that updates pages as soon as we know. But I think it's not a million miles away from shipping. But as soon as we know, it'll be on our updates pages. So that's the gaskets installed. Looking nice and smooth. So now we're going to take our top case and our bottom case. Here's our lump of shiny black aluminium and brass. I'm going to drop the PCB and plate into the case, just like so. I'm going to make sure it's nicely seated. Make sure everything sits and aligns correctly. And make sure that these gaskets are all sat in their grooves. He says, okay. Is everything good? Okay, top case, we can drop this back down on top. And then screw it back together. We're not going too tight with these screws, but we're going to go diametrically opposed, so we're making sure we are spreading that pressure out evenly across the screws. Good. That's fun. Yeah, there's no issues with the stab clearance. I was double checking that as I was putting the PCB and plate in and feeling that area, and it was all good. There was definitely clearance there for it. And that's our case, PCB and plate all assembled. And it's looking remarkably good. Yeah, there's still plenty of movement space there. Nice. Very stealthy. Anyone ever done a mukbang and build a keyboard stream before? I've eaten on stream before a few times when we've done subathons and things like that, which we really should do again at some point soon. Those are always fun. We did a 24-hour stream a few years ago. That was good fun. Okay, look how different it looks. Like, I almost want to prop this up because in the stream lights, like, it just looks so dark and stealthy when it gets into just a tiny bit of shade. I almost kind of want to just pop something under it so you can see a little bit better. But it's time for you guys to pick some keycaps. Now, I did get 3 keycap sets out. I'm not sure you guys are actually going to want to use any of them based on what you said before, but let's see. So I have 3 keycap sets. If you guys don't want to pick any of these, if there's like a load of resounding no's in chat, we'll find something else out. The first set I picked was MW Pencoon. Let's load up the website and take a look at how this looks, because these are all on 40% off right now in our summer sale. This is what Pencoon looks like. It's kind of like dark, deep reddish alphas, light white caps on the side, red modifiers. That's the first set. Start putting no's in chat if you don't know. If not like me. The next one is MW Wonderland, which is a little bit different. This is kind of light purples, pinks. Pretty cute set. I figured that might look nice. Block with white mod? Yeah, kind of. Previous set, Pencoon is blocked with white mod. That's the second option. I love kind of pinky peachy stuff, especially on black keyboard cases, so I thought this might look good. So this is more accurate in terms of how the colours look. Pinky peachy pastel-y colours. Beautiful keycap set. Or the third choice is MW Pavilion, which I don't think we've ever sold a set of. I don't think anyone's ever help if you're actually typing in the box. How do we spell Pavilion? Okay. This has been in stock for an absolute age. I don't think anyone's ever bought it apart from the novelties. So this is the base kit for this. Kind of greys, whites, couple of accent keys, UK ISO in base. I think this is a really good choice. So let's do a new poll and see if you guys pick any of these. And there's a new poll. Wait. Someone already put the poll up. Wait. I was doing the poll. Someone already did it. Thank you. Whoever did that, thank you very much. I'll let you guys put. I was going to put pick some GMKJ as the last point, but they've said other say in chat. So those are the 3 choices. The Pavilion is probably the best. Okay. But don't blow me away. Pavilion's really, really nice. It's really, really nice, and it's really cheap as well. Well, how much is the base kit? £89. But when you add it to cart, it's £53. It's £53. Look, it's 53 quid. View cart. It's £53 or 41 pence. It's a bargain. It's 50 quid. Who doesn't want keycaps for £50? Who doesn't want £50 keycaps? What about GMK Truffle Shrine? Also in stock. GMK Truffle Shrine is in stock. Yeah, I don't own a set personally of that. I did buy these for myself today earlier on because we're looking at the stuff. So I don't own a set of Truffle Shrine, so I can't just take it off the shelf and put it on a keyboard, unfortunately. No accent ISO enters that one, sadly no. But let me know in the poll what you guys want to see. Pavilion is winning, but only just. I figured you guys would be much more engaged with which keycaps to choose today, but that's all right. Can't wait to get my solder PCD and put it in my Frog Ligera TKL. I saw the summer sale immediately, took savings out of the savings jar. Nice. I noticed that our PT80 PCBs were in that sale. They shouldn't have been because we already had them at half price anyway. So they were like 26 quid and they cost me nearly £45 each to produce just to make them. So the PT80 TKLs were basically paying someone £15 every time they take one in a minute. I really shouldn't have done that. I'm hot and tired. I have AC in my bedroom. just to put that out there. I have a J jar. Woo. It's not like the guy on the internet with the jar a few years ago, like 20 years ago, right? It's not that kind of jar. I hope not. No, I was bragging, Mr. Reed. I wasn't inviting you to the bedroom. I was just bragging. One of the things I do want to show you actually, whilst we wait for you guys to pick keycaps, is whilst we were at the Bristol meetup the other day, someone was so kind and took some photographs and actually printed them out of my keyboard. This is this keyboard here. Look how cool this is. They printed this out for me at the meetup. They took a photograph of the Prototypist logo on my TGR Koala, which is literally this keyboard here. It's this logo there, and sent it to me. How kind was that? And they just walked over there. They also took a nice picture of some PT keycaps as well, and just gave me the photographs live at the event. That was super cool of them. So thank you very much. It's really nice. That's the British Racing Green, and that's the pink glow in the dark PT keycaps. It was very sweet of them. Good to see the Koala back. Yeah, it's one of my favourite keyboards. Sounds like an invite. Portable printer. Yeah, they had a little portable printer. It was really sweet. Okay, Pavilion did win. So we are going to put Pavilion on here. It was a very short poll, but thank you very much to whoever put that up. Let's put Pavilion keycaps on this. Where's my blade? Mod wants to go to bed. Short vote. To be fair, I want to go to bed as well. It has been an incredibly long weekend. I've had maybe 6 hours of sleep since Friday. Yeah, something like 6 to 8 hours of sleep since Friday. So I am ready for my bed, if I'm completely honest. We're not too far away from finishing the build now. Unfortunately, we don't have Heresy in stock, I don't believe. I think they sold out a long time ago. But NW keycaps don't get the good vibes that they deserve. Because look, we've got this amazing serif font on these. These look so cool. So we do need the UK ISO keys, so I'm just going to install those first. These are actually a lot nicer than I remembered. We have our stepped caps lock. Sadly, no accent ISO, so we will have to go with the standard ISO key, but that's okay. He says, struggling to get it on. I think I'm going to pick this bright orange for the escape key. And then we need our short shift as well. And we do need our 1.5U mods for the bottom row. So I'm just going to take these from here as well. And I'm just going to do Control System here because that's nice. And then we need that 1.75U. The shift key on this side. Okay. Oh, actually, let's figure out what we're going to do here. Page up and page down. I think. Put page up here, page down, and I think FN will be on the next row. So we'll grab that, and we'll go for a novelty in the top corner. Just to match that. Okay, cool. First, see a serif set. Yeah, we don't see. I like to think that more people play around with fonts than actually do. Everyone seems to just want cherry font and leave it at that, or well, GMK font, I guess now. But it's nice to do different things with different fonts, and have different fonts on different keyboards. I switched to 205 over 303 based on your recommendation. I'm glad I did. They're sounding better already. Nice. I'm glad you like that. The only other serifs that I can think of is Cat Napoleonic. I think there's been a few. I think it was Voynich, not a serif font on the keycaps. I can't think. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But there's been a couple over the years. Not a huge number, but there has been some. Oops. Do you have Snap-on tools for your cars, Jake? No, I don't. I do have some bits of Snap-on. Most of my tools come from Halford Advance in the UK because they have this really, really good exchange policy where if any tool ever breaks at any point, you just take it back to them and they replace it for free. So I tend, when I'm fixing the cars, I tend to use Halford Advance tools. And I have taken back maybe 100 different parts over the years. They've never questioned a single one. As soon as it's broken, they've just given me another one straight off the shelf. If they haven't had it, they've ordered it for me and it's been delivered within a few days. I do have a few bits and pieces from Snap-on that I've collected over the years, but the vast majority isn't from them now. But I do have very, very, very organized tool drawers. Everything's in a little tray. It's all laid out in like laser engraved mats that I've made. The tool sizes are all displayed so I can see them at a glance. Yeah, I did do a lot of work for my toolbox when I was setting it up. I love the Cherry and DCS fonts, but I haven't come across another font I didn't hate. Weird. Interesting. DCS has two different fonts. It has Cherry font available, and it also has Glorton font available, or like a remix of Glorton anyway. Yeah. Got Halford's Advanced Toolbox, a Snap-on van started coming to work and it's teasing me. The Snap-on van comes past PT and it goes to the Auto Electrics group in the corner and the Motor Partners Direct group. So I see the Snap-on van and I know the Snap-on man very well. I have not yet succumbed to that whole here, take half of my paycheck because I don't have a paycheck for a start off. You know, kind of lifestyle. Some of the guys have some amazing tool collections. And mine's pretty good, but some of those put mine to shame. And yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I was hoping there was an FN key. Unfortunately, there's not. Oh, there is. It's there. I was just being blind. There it is. And then we can put space bar on. Just being a little bit blind. Then we'll see that. Cool, excellent. Okay, so this is the Ophanim, completely built in this lovely sparkle black case with Milky Way Pavilion keycaps. Serif font edition. Looks so good. It's coming really, really nice. Look how good that looks from the bottom as well. Look how beautiful that is. What a great looking keyboard. Wish Keyrays have gone with the Cap refined font for Cap would have been so nice. Well, the Cap font's just its own font. It's a completely different font as well. Just need to get some basics so I can hand some of the company supplied stuff back. Nice. Those photos on the site don't do it justice. It looks so much better being handled. Yeah. Font is perfect. Like, these are 50 quid of these keycaps. Look how nice the font is. Look how nice. For dice-up keycaps they are. And it works so well with that logo. Anyway. Let's turn the AC off. Let me be brave and turn the AC off. Where's it? Okay, AC turned off. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see it. There we go. Hide my tools. And let's see how it sounds. I'll pause the music and we'll see how it sounds. Sounds really, really nice. Yeah, the J in a serif font would dip below the line, so the J is supposed to be longer and lower, just because of how it would sit on a line. The J would come underneath the line of the text, or if you imagine lined paper, all the letters sit on the line. The J would have a little dip beneath it, which should still be the same height as the other letters. Same with the Q. Yeah, the kick of the Q would come down past the line. A serif font. It's just the way a serif font works. Man, that sounds so good. I think for PBT, that sounds pretty solid. Is this where you guys say, no J, rebuild it with GMK and see how it sounds with GMK? Is that what you'd like to do? Is that the hint that I'm getting here? I think that looks really, really good. Super, super cool. You can read out lines. Okay. Right, okay. Give me a GMK set in chat. Everyone drop a GMK set in chat and I'll pick one of the GMK sets that you mentioned, as long as it's on my shelf of shame behind me. Go on, give me a GMK set. Give me a GMK set that you want to see on this board. It can't be on another keyboard, so it can't be Cosmos because that's on another keyboard. But because I'd have to go and pull it off another keyboard and put it on. Don't on Retrocast, don't on Grey. I might have Plum somewhere. I'm not sure it would go with the sparkle black effect though. Shaded is an option. Come on guys, more keycap sets. More keycap sets. Burgundy's an option. Burgundy would look good. Yeah, okay, that might be an option. Noire, okay, yeah, keep them coming. Foundation, Maimonite, Boneyard, okay. Rainy Day, yeah, okay. Pompeii, yeah. Cosmos, Mictlan, Evil Dolt, Schneider, and I think Caps. Okay. Splash might even look good. I haven't bought Splash yet. It is in stock. Mictlan is on the Seneca, so I can't use that. I think this looks good. I think it does too. Dracula's a good shout. Noelle. I haven't bought Noelle in R2, so I don't know it. Olivia Dark. That's on another keyboard, so I can't do that. Arch. Okay, interesting choice. Deepwell. Deepwell's a great shout. I don't know if Deepwell is on another set, on another board or not. Night Runner. Olive Dark. I don't own Olive Dark. I do have Olive, but not Olive Dark. I kind of feel like going dark is different. I want to do something bright. What do we think to GMK Symbio? How do we feel about GMK Symbio? So Cosmos 70s keyboard is on another keyboard, so I'm not going to take that off. But I'm thinking Symbiote might be good. Or Analog Dreams. How do we feel about Analog Dreams? Symbiote, Analog Dreams. Mutagen. We could do GMK Mutagen. Oh, we have built this ISO. Oh, what about a retro set? What about GMK Skeletor? Symbiote could look good, but better on the pink version. Sure, yeah. Red Samurai. I do have Red Samurai, yeah. So much for picking one of the chat suggestions. Well, you guys aren't suggesting all the good stuff. Mudbeam. I don't have Mudbeam, unfortunately. I did used to have it. I don't have it anymore. Do you have Boneyard? I think I do. Retro Skeletor. Tell you what, let me put up another poll. I want to do something bright. I don't want to do something dark. I think a bright color would just work really well on this board. Let me do another poll. New poll. Right, okay, so GMK Analog Dreams. What was the other one we said? GMK Symbiote. What else? What else is really nice and bright? Yeah, we'll put Skeletor in there. What else have you said in stat? Skeletor, then sell it to me. Copper, Retro. Copper's a good shout. Copper might look good. Yeah, let's put Copper on there. Okay, I need one more good suggestion. Someone did say shaded quite a few times, so I think we'll put shaded. Okay, right. There is now a poll up for some GMK keycap sets. You can pick which GMK keycap set. Vote. And whilst you're voting, I'll remove these keycaps from this board. Unobtainium. I didn't keep Unobtainium. Unfortunately, that sold out. KKB LOV is a great shout. Yeah, that is a good set. Carbon Bizarre is very bright. Do you know, I don't have that kit, unfortunately. I do have Carbon R1 still. And I do have Boneyard. Toxic could be a great show as well. I'm thinking of these now afterwards, but the poll is up, guys. You guys pick a brighter set. Pick one of the bright sets for us. Unobtainium. Yeah, I did. Like, I didn't expect it to sell out so quickly when we put it in stock. It wasn't that popular for us during group buy. So when we put it in stock, I didn't think it'd sell very well. And then it sold out overnight, so I didn't get a chance to buy it. Of course, I have to buy all of the keycap sets off the board. Otherwise, it would be a benefit in kind, and I'd have to tax myself. And as I don't get paid, I would have to pay out of my savings the benefit in kind taxes if I just took stock. So it's easier and cheaper in the long run to just buy the stock off my own site, which is very frustrating, but it is what it is. Oblo still has an Obsidian. Yeah. Ada's good. Flare is on another keyboard. I don't own Ada. I do own Flare. That is on another keyboard. That's actually on my Manta, is the Flare. We did sell out really quickly, yeah. Some sets just do. It's so hard to judge. Like, I thought Pompeii was going to sell out. In the first night we dropped Pompeii in stock. We sold every single child kit, and they all went with base kits as well, which was really good. And then no one's bought it since. We haven't sold a single set since, I don't think, which is really interesting. Combo Breaker, yeah. I mean, that's not going to be too far away. I hope that's going to be produced pretty soon. Yeah, Pompeii child kits sold out so fast. Like, we didn't even expect it to sell out that fast. We sold more child kits for Pompeii in 10 minutes after we put it live in stock than we sold during the group buy. It was crazy. More people need to support the group buys. A, you get it cheaper, and B, you get the kits guaranteed, right? That's the beauty of a group buy. You joined the hobby after it ran? Ah, I see. I see. How long have you been in the hobby, Nana Rip? Since late January. Nice. Too many sets. Someone needs to balance the spendings. I get it. I get it. I do get it. No one can buy everything. There was a time in the hobby where every GMK set that ran, you were able to pick up, because there'd be like 4 GMK sets a year, so you could easily buy every GMK set that ran in a year. Unfortunately, that is not how it works now, and there are more key sets a month than there used to be in 5 years sometimes. Everything vying and struggling to get to a MQ. I love the community too. It's one of the reasons why we do this, why I run PT. It's the biggest reason, to be honest. The absolute hugest reason why I run PT is because of the community and how much I love the hobby. And I make some insanely stupid decisions at times just because it benefits the hobby. Like I was doing some math the other day, and we've done like the last 10 or 15 DCS sets we've done with a free UK ISO kit, and I worked out how much we'd lost by doing that, and it works out that for every set we sell in a group buy, we lose about 18 quid. Like the loss is £18 if you buy it during the group buy. That's how much it costs me to sell it to you, £18, which is kind of insane. Terra Below could look good. Yeah, both great sets. I actually prefer Nautilus Nightmares to Terra Below, but yeah, good sets. Analog Dreams is one. Okay, I'll go grab that in a second, and we'll put Analog Dreams on the board. I was hoping I could get these last ones off without using the tool. Very thankful that we have you as vendor, along with some awesome EU vendors. There's some great vendors out there in the world. Okay, this is really, really stiff. Maybe I should have screwed those stabilizers in, because this might pull them off. Oh yeah, let's pull that out of the PCB. Let's see if I can fix that. Oh no. Okay, I have messed up the stabilizer. We are going to have to dismantle the board. I knew I should have screwed those stabilizers in. Good advertising for the upcoming Analog Dreams R3. Yeah. Well, you know me. I try to shill. I try. I'm not very good at the shilling stuff. I'm not a good salesman for the hobby. I am absolutely terrible, and there are people who are far better at selling products than me. But I do love the hobby. I do love keyboards. And I'm glad that you guys love them too. I would be far less happy and far less fulfilled in life if I didn't have keyboards, I think. If I'd never found this hobby in the community. Okay, I'm going to have to put that AC back on, because just in the last few minutes it has got so hot in here. No, it's just because I didn't screw them in. If I'd screwed them in like Knights, it would have been fine. It's not that they're a faff as such, it's just me trying to cut corners a little bit. Right, I'm going to take this stabilizer out completely. Mr. Blackbird, 49 months, just dropping in to say hi. Hey dude, thank you so much for dropping in. I thoroughly appreciate you, and I hope you're well. I'm going to have to replace the housing on this. I have absolutely messed it up. I should have screwed them in. Why didn't I screw them in? I always screw the stabilizers in. Okay, I should now be able to remove the stabilizer. He says, hoping it's true. Why aren't you coming in? Okay, maybe we're going to have to do a little bit more surgery than I thought here. I should have just screwed them in. I should have just screwed them in. Jay, why didn't you screw the stabilizers in? That's why. I don't want to take all the switches out. I'm going to have to take some switches out. Didn't want to have to do all this. Why didn't I screw the stabilizers in? Excuse me, my nose is running now as well because I've got hay fever. Right, give me 30 seconds, guys. I just need to go blow my nose. I will be back in a moment, and then we'll finish taking these stabilizers out, re-putting this housing in, and then we'll be good to go. I'm so annoyed at this. So annoyed. My own stupid fault. Anyway, 2 minutes. Okay, I have tissue. No, I don't rage quit. I don't rage quit. That's not what we do here. We smile, nod, acknowledge the problem, and fix it. So what the issue is here is that the tolerance between the plate and the PCB is not quite enough for me to slide the stabilizer out. I thought it would be, but it's not. So what I'm going to have to do is just remove some more switches. That's okay. I'm just going to remove one more row of switches, and then we should be able to get the leverage we need to just lift the stabilizer out and replace the housing. It'll take maybe a minute or two extra. Don't forget though, guys, you can get 40% off whilst I'm doing this, whilst we're streaming today. Should be out that side. Should now just pop straight out. Makes sense. Okay. So, what you can do with these as well is I don't actually need to change the housings. So these can be put in as screw-in stabilizers, and all you do to modify them if you don't want to leave the pins on is you can just clip off the pins, just like so, and now you leave it flush, and you can accept the screw into there. We'll do that on the other side, and then this can now go back into place. Tuck that underneath there. PCB and plate. Push that into position. Oops. We would pop it out to stabilize the housing. Such is the joy of building keyboards. We have all these trials and tribulations, and we still haven't even put the second set of keycaps on. Okay, try again. Take 2, Jay. I really don't want to take all of the switches out and rebuild it that way, but we may have to. We'll see. I'm going to have to take the switches out. Okay, we'll just do it. It shouldn't take too long. Hi Jay, how are you doing, mate? Hey Mikey, good to see you, dude. I know you've been DMing me over the weekend. I will get back to you, dude. I just need to get back to work on Monday, and then I'll catch up with my emails and DMs. Now we've got to switch to stuck. There we go. Imagine this happened on a solder board. Yeah, I would have 100% screwed them in if it had been a solder board, though. I would not have. I wouldn't have taken a chance. This is why people moved away from clip-ins originally. But it's one of those things, right? You know, you make a build. Sometimes people have soldered the boards together and then realized they've forgotten to put stabilizers in at all. So, you know, I'd rather show you when we make a mistake than how we fix it, than just show you perfect builds every week. It's much more realistic when you guys see that not every build goes according to plan. And do you know what? It's a fun experience to build. Some of these switches are incredibly tight in this PCB. I wonder if I just take out these ones here, if that will then give us enough flexibility in the plate and PCB to kind of switch. Right, let's see if that gives us enough flexibility in the plate and PCB to get the stabilizer in. It absolutely should do now. He says absolutely should do, like it's guaranteed it's going to work. It's not at all. Okay, so now our stabilizer back in, we can make sure they're flush with the PCB, and we can just treat them like normal screw and stabilizer. I think I have some screws that will work just here. So we take a little washer, we take a screw. I hope these screws work the same size as the standard 4-reps ones. Where you can hold our stabilizer in position, and then we can just apply the screw as we normally would. Well, there you go. Try to tighten the screw down. Just like so. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Screw and washer. And now there's no chance of this pulling back out. When we pull the spacebar off. I forgot to land. There we go. So that's now all screwed in place. And we are good to reassemble. Let's put the gaskets back on. Mind that screwdriver out of the way, and here we go. Are these the intros? Yeah, they are the Key Geek intro switches. One of my favorite switches available right now. One of your favorites as well? Nice. Question, with the new €3 charge, if you have group buy board where you have a plate and PCB options as separate options in the basket, does that mean I'll be hit with multiple £3 charges and just one keyboard kit? No, it's based on HS code, and the HS codes for a keyboard kit is the same as for keyboard parts. So there would be just one HS code. We've had that validated by our solicitor in the past couple of days. So when we declare HS codes now, we will be declaring one HS code for almost all of our orders. There are some examples of things like tools where it will be a little bit different, and that would mean 2 HS codes. And we will be changing our pricing for shipping from the 1st of July to accommodate for these new HS codes. but it'll basically, because we already cover half the cost of EU shipping. So if EU shipping costs us $30 or €30, you only pay €15 at checkout, for example. We already pay for half of all EU shipping. It actually costs us an absolute fortune to do that. And most orders we make a loss on where we do it, but I think it's the right thing for the community, because it shouldn't be, we do this for all worldwide customers. Even UK customers, 50% of shipping is what you pay. It costs us pretty much double what we charge you to ship product. So yeah. Okay, almost back to where we were. I should really have screwed these other stabilizers in, but we'll leave them. They'll be fine. Yeah, O-rings and lube will be different. Apparel will be its own code. O-rings and lube, as long as we declare it's for keyboard use only, which we will do, they become a keyboard part, part of a kit. Apparel is different and will be a different HS code. But if you get two hoodies and 2 t-shirts, it will all class as one €3 charge. Okay, we're now back together. Okay, son. Are there any non-cherry Gateron switches that you like as much as the intros? They don't have to sound like the intros. I've liked some HMX switches in the past. I do like the Weknafu switches. They don't sound the same. They're completely silent, but I do like those. Most of the switches I like tend to be Gateron and Cherry though, because I'm a weird, strange person like that. The new upcoming Torero switches sound amazing as well. I have those in the craze. So yeah. Shipping may increase for Northern Ireland. I'm not sure yet, Reed, whether it covers you guys or not, but it is basically a €3 fee. So yeah, it's one of those things. I broke the keyboard, Basil. That's what happened in the last 10 minutes. We'll work through it. Reed, it doesn't happen until the 1st of July, so we'll work through it. Any pre-order or group buy is fine. Bazooka says, follow-up question: if you're losing money on an EU order, if I was able to get it from an EU vendor and therefore no impact about lack of access for the community, would you prefer that rather than lose money? The honest answer to this is I would rather people shop where they want to shop. I don't like, it's not every order that we lose money on, but if your order is under, like, I think it's something like €50, the average order to the EU is about €50. Under that kind of value, we don't make enough on the product as a gross profit margin to cover the amount of shipping that we deduct. But international orders are about 50% of our revenue. So it's great for revenue, it's great for cash flow if you order from us. Whether we lose money on the shipping is because shipping is a different line item. We don't do that per order. We don't kind of like figure out the shipping cost per order when we're doing it. We kind of say, this is all of the orders we've had in, this is the cost to produce all the parts, this is what shipping cost is, and then we know what our profit margin is after that. So yeah, but like if we were worried about it, Bazooka, we would just have to increase our shipping prices. I would rather serve EU customers with what we can do and provide them an opportunity to buy from multiple vendors rather than just one if they want to, than say, you know, this is how our business model works, because it doesn't really matter to me whether we make money on one order or not. It's irrelevant whether a singular order here or there makes money or doesn't make money, because like my aim is not to make money. My aim is to serve the community. So yeah, I did consider not breaking the keyboard, but I thought as I run a tight shipwreck, this is a really cool t-shirt. It has like a giant shipwreck on it. There's like an old boat here that's, you see the sail, the mast and stuff. It's in the store. Yeah. Bazooka, the cost was, as if you're buying a key set, like a brand new gin case in stock, we're not losing money on that. If you are buying something in the sale, it tends to be items that have been in stock for a long time. We're not really losing money on that because we've already had to pay tax on it multiple times, and therefore it's already lost us money anyway. If you are buying something like a single desk mat, we're going to lose money on it, but you're going to be happy. So that's how I'd rather it, because otherwise I'll just talk myself out of sales overall, and I don't want to do that either. So I'd rather people order from where that makes sense. If you buy from us, it supports us either way. whether we make money or not. Right, okay, let's get GMK Analog Dreams and pop this on the board and see what it looks like. You make me happy. Woo! I'm glad I make someone happy. I don't make many people happy in life. In fact, I would suggest I make more people unhappy than I make happy, so that's a nice compliment, thank you. Right, let's get this board assembled for the second time with GMK Analog Dreams. I am aware before anyone says it that this keycap set is a little bit dirty and needs to clean. So I do know that. Oh, maybe we should have gone for the pink ice center. Do you know what? We're going to go for the pink ice center. He says, now risking damaging another pair of steps. I just prefer pink. Pink is such a good color. Step control, because control is king. Go for the yellow escape, because I like it. Oh, we should have put the... I mean, this has faded over time. This used to be really, really bright colors and match the key set perfectly, but it has faded over time. Or I forgot I'd got that. I'm ready for this this key set to be re-released as well, because this key set is from the original run. It doesn't really hold on very well to the keycaps anymore, to the switches anymore. It's kind of a bit loose. It's fine. It's not going to pop off or anything, but it's noticeable how not particularly grippy on the stem as the keycaps are these days. But it has been on about 30 keyboards. Is it looking better already? It does look good. Third colour sets make things easier. Yeah. Can't wait for Analog Dreams Mark 3. Yeah. Quaid makes me happy. He does. Pink is best. I agree. I wish everything in my life was pink. But it's not. I do have a really, really nice pink jacket that I absolutely adore. And I wear it far too much. Far too often. My wife doesn't like it. Okay, making some good progress now. It is starting to feel a little bit more like a keyboard. That's correct. There. Can't wait for Analog Dreams R3. Yeah, it's not too far away now. It's going to happen soon. But it's a good keycap set. I will have to buy it again because I say this version has been very heavily used over the years, so it's not quite as robust as it once was. just need the R2 page up now. There it is. And have I put the... No. I thought I was looking for a 1.5U code. It doesn't look like they have it in the set. I'm just going to put control there because I like it. There we go. I'm dirty and need a clean. Oof. You guys offer amazing service. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We try our hardest to make sure that we offer the best service we can for everything that we do. Like, the customers come first. Like, you guys always come first. That's an absolute main game. Bit loose. Yeah. If you'd had 30 stems in you, you'd be loose too. Wait, what? Get her a matching pink jacket? Maybe. Looks like Analog Dreams R3 still won't have an ISO Enter novelty. Sad. Yeah, pink down arrow. Maybe I could have done. I like the yellow though. I didn't want to have too much pink with the pink Enter. Jay, if you finish the stream and I still have switches left to loop, I'm going to be so sad. Well, the stream is going to end in a few minutes. But there will be international kits. Yes, there will. I mean, this has UK, so which is all I care about. Look how good that looks. You can see these keycaps are a little bit shiny. They've been heavily used over the years. The 30 switches, yeah. No, Pepper Bait is slightly different in the yellow, but it's very similar. I don't think there's any other sets that use this yellow. Let's see if Pepper Bait. So Pepper Base Yellow is a little bit richer. Not quite as pastel. It's a little bit richer. The camera's probably not picking that up, but it is a little bit richer in colour. And the purple is obviously very different. If anyone does still have Pepper Bait and wants the UK ISO kit, I did have the UK ISO kits made. I have got 2 or 3 left. Okay, let's see how this sounds. I'm going to turn the... There we go. That is off now. And pause the music and we'll see how it sounds with GMK keycaps on it. What is this ad break? Wait, what? Is there an ad break? Unfortunately, I don't control the ads, but it doesn't seem there is an ad break right now. Shine equals love? Yeah. That does sound so good. And it looks so good as well. Look how beautiful this looks. The sparkle case. That black sparkle case. Yeah, with look at it in the light. You can just rewind it if you want to hit the PBT. It does look so good. This keycap set works so well on the board as well. It's so pretty. It looked really, really good on some of the other options as well. I do really, really like that. It is beautiful. Prancing Cricket, great to be back in the prototype stream. Fantastic vibes and huge content ahead of us. Okay, thanks, man. I appreciate you. MT New, I'd love to see this set in MT New. I want to do I want to do a pastel set in MTNU at some point. Not kind of the same as this, a little bit of a different vibe, but I have some ideas for that. Maybe I'll have to have a look at that at some point very, very soon. We'll see. We'll see. No guarantees either way. Okay, right. With that, guys, it is time for me to end the stream. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me whilst I broke the keyboard and refixed it. Text and icon mods, MTNU thankfully doesn't have those yet. Not yet, no. I like text and icon, but I may be one of the weird ones. That's fine. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a really good time watching the stream today. Go consider an Ophanim keyboard. It looks and feels amazing. It sounds really good. The rear view of this with the weight, the engraving on the weight, super, super nice. And I'll see you guys on Discord and Instagram over the course of the week. I'll be not streaming for the next couple of weeks on Sundays. I will stream on Thursdays, maybe for an hour or two around lunchtime here in the UK, so watch out for those. But there won't be any Sunday streams for the next 2 weeks because I'm away both weekends. One, I'm at a Stag and Hen Do, and then the next one, I'm at the Formula One. But I will be on Discord, I'll be on social media, and I will stream on Thursdays, so you'll get to see me there. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a really good rest of your weekend. Stay calm in the heat, make sure you drink plenty, put some water in the freezer, look after yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.